Okay. Hi, I'm Helen. This is Yoga Rocks.
And I'm Basia.
Sorry. And this is Basia Lipska. We've been very happy to have teaching for us for a week at Yoga Rocks. So Basia, what kind of yoga do you teach?
I teach Ashtanga mainly.
And why do you like teaching Ashtanga?
Because it's my own practice. That's how I started. I was an Ashtanga baby and I continued on for it's been 11 years, I think. Yeah, and it's what suits me the most. Maybe for my mind or my character, it fulfills me in every way possible.
And why do you think that is?
Oh, because I have an artistic background, and I find that Ashtanga, I can take it out of the yoga world, the physical practice, and bring it to the world of creativity and fuse it with art, and with projects incorporating students and art. So sometimes I do installations, sometimes I look towards more the meaning of the posture, the Sanskrit terms, and then maybe go into the philosophy. So it's like opening another gateway around just the yoga postures that you practice every day. And sometimes the students really appreciate it because they do the practice, they like it, it becomes their lifetime practice, but they don't know too much about the background, or maybe it opens their creative, sources in a way.
And you talk about knots. Theories concerning knots. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I was interested in that because, the 3 knots that we're supposed to open in order to be unlimited and enlightened, they kind of deal with Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu, the 3 gods, or the 3 main energies. So I play off of that because it has so much in each thing. So I made a little booklet for my masters, where it was, I spoke about the resolution of opposites, and that's yoga in general. And then I referred to those 3 knots, and even extended the project into ideas of female icons, and also split them up. Like Kali would be part of the Shiva, the female aspects of each in that way too. So I'm kind of interested also in finding feminine principles for each element to
So do you think in some ways that you're bringing a little bit of feminism maybe into yoga then? Maybe a bit of balance?
I think so. Well, balance because I'm female, and I research and try to watch myself, observe myself during the practice and during life, because you're supposed to, in a way, incorporate the yoga practice into daily life. And there are a lot of things that show that I'm different from the male, even in terms of the practice. I have challenging moments where for a man it's very easy to do this or that, but I would have to, with other women, find a way to get to that point. So I don't want to completely eliminate the fact that I am a woman and I don't have to equal this, and then my process doesn't have to be, or my journey doesn't have to be like that. It should be its own thing. So I hope I inspire the women to just respect their own, organic way to be free and be feminine, be sensual if they want to be, or be strong, and everything in one.
And you talk on your website, where you talk about yoga being an important way of feeling comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that's kind of the gist of the daily life outside of the yoga mat. So as soon as you step off of that mat, which can be very much your mirror, that reflects everything about you, even the nasty things you don't want to see, or the things of the past, or all the proud things, or the ego in general. But once you're off of that mat, that's when you really have to see, and you notice a lot of the things that make you uncomfortable or provoke certain emotions or imbalances, negativities or negative attitudes. And that's exactly when, you have a choice. So I think the yoga practice just allows you to see that you do have a choice of how you're going to react and what kind of consequences that will have. So it's small. It's just basically giving you tools and choices. And the little fraction of a minute to notice that, I can actually react differently, etc.
Nice. That's brilliant. And you've written 2 books? No, you're writing. You've written one and you're writing another one.
On prenatal.
Yeah. And why do you find that interesting?
Well, I wanted to do this because I noticed, a lot of pregnant women would come to class, and if they have never done yoga, they, slowly get into it, sun salutes, etc., of course with modifications, and they loved it. But they also wanted more, and those who actually did Ashtanga yoga or very strong type of yoga before, they would want to move. They wanted something dynamic. And the books that I would find would be very, slow, very restorative, but a little too much. So this was a nice way to also incorporate like my views on women or the goddesses, and then give them a sequence that's modified to provide them with what they need. The slow, the yin type of yoga, the yang type of yoga, which would incorporate a lot of Ashtanga.
And do you think joy is an important part of the yoga practice?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, the more strict it gets, I think it should have the opposite reaction in a way. You can be very strict with yourself, but then you can come to a big wall and just have a breakdown, which is kind of, it's unnecessary. Maybe the comedy would actually take you to another level. So I find that with myself, because I could push hardcore, I would be very aggressive with myself and very critical. But I noticed that, so what? I can still attain the same thing with a lighter attitude. Really, and maybe for other people, it's a nice thing to introduce into their lives.
Well, it's been a complete joy having you at Yoga Rocks.
Me too, I love it here.
So thank you, Basia.
Thank you. Thank you.